ask yourself, has your government been representing you these last 2 weeks? Has your government been representing you these last 2 weeks? Does your government truly represent you? Do the individuals you elected into office, whose salaries you fund, do they represent you? I can't say that they do either. The last 2 weeks have reaffirmed one thing for me, and it's that the West does not maintain a moral compass. Its political interests outweigh the importance of people's lives. But let me make this unequivocally clear. The men, women, and children in Gaza, in the West Bank, and all of the occupied territories of Palestine who have families and dreams and aspirations, they matter. No matter what elected officials, media outlets, or Israeli propaganda may claim, let's be unambiguous about what's unfolding. This is not a war. It is mass murder, collective punishment, and war crimes inflicted upon the Palestinian people. Palestinians being forced from their homes is not eviction. It's ethnic cleansing. This is not a mere conflict. It is occupation. And let's not mince our words. What is occurring right now is nothing short of genocide. While elected officials and media repeatedly issue statements condemning Hamas over the past 2 weeks, more than 6,000 bombs have rained down on Palestinians in Gaza, claiming the lives of over 4,500 precious souls. Hospitals, bakeries, homes, and schools have been targeted, and basic necessities have been stripped away. And yet, has Israel been condemned? If we want to talk about terror, we can talk about terror. Let's talk about the 16-year siege on Gaza, which has taken the lives of 2.2 million Palestinians, isolating them from the rest of the world. Let's talk about the 75-year occupation of the entire Palestinian population. The torment of having your oppressor decide whether you can have water or electricity. Let's talk about our hostages. The 6,000 Palestinian political prisoners, including 160 children. Let's talk about how 12,000 children have been arrested by the apartheid state since 2000. Let's talk about how children are stripped of their childhood, and instead of playing like regular kids, they're praying for God to take them because there's food in heaven. Last week felt demoralizing for many of us, I know, but this week has shown that the people united will never be defeated. We have declared that no more. You, Mr. President, you elected officials, you do not get to use our tax dollars to fund genocide. You do not get to use the power entrusted by you, by the people, to walk hand in hand with our oppressors and facilitate this genocide. We've ignited a momentum that has shaken the world and disrupted the very elected officials who have enabled the genocide of my people. So today, as we stand here, we're not just marching, we're not just screaming, we are making demands. We are making demands. We have 5 demands of our government. The first and the bare minimum is a ceasefire now. We are demanding for Israel's genocidal collective punishment and ethnic cleansing to end now. We are demanding for a siege, the end of a siege on Gaza, for Israel to restore our water, electricity, and communications immediately. And Palestinians on the occupied land and across the world reject the bad faith proposal to evacuate us. We will not leave Gaza. We ceasefires. Okay? This is AGP Actions and AMP's action alert. Over 50,000 individuals in the last few days have sent emails and called their elected officials, telling them to co-sponsor House Resolution 786, which demands an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, and to demand the White House, senators and representatives to facilitate an end to the ceasefire. I need you all to continue filling this out. 50,000 is not enough. I want their phone lines bombarded. I want their emails full. But friends, this is the most important thing I want to leave you with. This cannot end at a ceasefire. Look at how much we've mobilized. We've shaken up the world. But a ceasefire is the bare minimum. We've been living under occupation for 75 years too long. And once Palestinians rebuild Gaza again, which they will, because they're resilient, we are not going to stop until we get the liberation of Palestine. So I urge you to join AMP and to join AJP Action, JVP Action, IMEU, all the orgs that make this work easy for you. And do not crawl into the shell of your comfort when a ceasefire is announced. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with this, a poem by Mahmoud Darwish that says, "Think of others as you prepare your breakfast.